Greetings, everyone. This is the Gardening Snail of Livingston, California. If you're interested in what's happening at City Hall, among other things, or just want to keep track of what our local politicians are up to, welcome to the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified when future videos are uploaded. What do you mean the county probably won't negotiate? This video is County Supervisor Rodrigo Espinoza's report from the November 5th, 2019 City Council meeting. In this video clip, we see Supervisor Espinoza discuss how he'd missed the last MCAG meeting but was still trying to get meetings to start later in the day. How MCAG is a separate agency from the county, how he believes the One Voice program is very important, that he had attended a homelessness conference in Sacramento, and that the governor has a 5-year plan to address homelessness. He attended a veterans parade in Los Banos. He'd had a meeting with Caltrans about a future roundabout in another part of the county, and that the County Board of Supervisors voted to adopt the tax sharing agreement that the Livingston City Council had rejected. In response to questions from council members and the audience, he stated he will follow up on Livingston Veterans Hall funding. Just because the county passed it, the tax sharing agreement, doesn't mean Livingston can't change it, but that the county has the edge and the leverage and probably wouldn't negotiate. Before we get to the clip, let's do a brief summary about what the fuss is all about regarding that tax sharing agreement. In a nutshell, my understanding is if there is no tax sharing agreement between the city and the county, the city cannot annex any more land into the city. The city limits would be frozen where they are now. But there seems to be landowners already lining up to develop their land into things like shopping centers and housing developments. But first, the land would need to be annexed into the city. The image on the right is from a presentation given to the City Council on October 1st, 2019. Later that evening, the resolution to accept the county's terms and conditions was moved by Mayor Samra, but died for lack of a second. After that, a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Garcia to go back to the negotiating table was approved 5-0. There were two main sticking points with the county's terms. One was the amount of citywide sales tax Livingston would have to cough up. The second was the demand that Livingston continue to cough up that sales tax, even if the tax sharing agreement itself was canceled in the future. The green bars in the image represent the amount of property tax the city would expect to receive only from the newly annexed parcels of land. The red bars represent the amount of citywide sales tax the county expects to get in exchange. Does it look to you that someone is getting the short end of the stick in this deal? Anyway, with that out of the way, let's look and listen to what the county supervisor has to say.
Thank you. Well, before Stacy leaves, I just want to say that Stacy's been doing a wonderful job as executive director of MCG. So, Stacy, thank you, and you and your staff.
Should I stay? I feel like I should stay now.
No, you can go and relax. I know. Have a good night. Thank you. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make the last MCAG meeting. I don't know if Councilmember Aguilar made it. I had on there to propose to move the meetings from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 hours later, because obviously, sometimes it's harder for some council members or mayors to make it, but especially for our bosses, the public. I think it's a lot better in time, and the county as well. I'm going to put that on the agenda for the county as well, because I feel that we're there for the citizens, and the meeting should be after 5 o'clock when everybody's out of work and able to watch on TV if available. And I'm also pushing for televised meetings, and I think they're moving forward with that. They're starting to video the MCAG meetings as well, because it's a separate government from the county. It's not a county agency; it's its own government. So it spends a lot of money, takes in a lot of grant money from federally and statewide. So we have a lot of projects in the county. So in MCAG, and so a lot of funds go through there, and it's very major important for the public to know what's going on. And if that way you can see a live stream or on YouTube when you can, and give input more to MCAG, because we make very important high dollar votes under MCAG. So in regards to the comments from the Mayor Pro Tem, I think that the One Voice program is very important for all the cities to attend when they can with the one under the One Voice. I went with the mayor a few times myself when I was here in Livingston, and in the county I haven't been able to go, and so I went over a few times. So I haven't. They asked me this year if I wanted to go, and I chose not to, and several other members went on. So, but other than that, I think it's very important for we tried to get a couple of times the Tiger Grant, and it's very competitive throughout the United States, and a lot of cities and counties don't get the dollars, but the ones that do, it impacts the communities a lot. So it's very important for whatever city can send the members. So moving on to my, I attended a homelessness conference yesterday in Sacramento. It's just a one day, and it was put on by the CSAC, California State Association of Counties, and the League of Cities. And it was stated that about a quarter of the homeless is in California, and most of the veterans as well that are homeless are in California. So it's very important for the government agencies to do something about it. Even though everybody blames the government agencies, but we're also learning. We always have new council members, mayors coming in, and so we're all in the same boat, trying to learn and take in as much as we can. That's why I attended, and to learn what we can do. So I know that for the budget of 2020, the governor put on there $650 million. It was like $200 million for the COC, which is the continuum of care, and $190 million for the counties and the rest for the cities. But it was over a 5-year plan that will be implemented, and hopefully we can use that money, very well in the cities. And I know there was another grant for about $900 million for housing. It seems like a lot of money, but when you send it out to the whole state, it's not really a lot of money. So I also attended the Los Banos Veterans Parade. It's not my district, but I think that showing yourself all around the county is very important. So that way that they know that you're trying to do the best that you can in the whole county as well. Because when we vote for the whole county. So I just want to say thank you, veteran. I know Mayor Pro Tem is a veteran, so thank you very much. And I'll be coming out on the Merced Veterans Parade. And I don't know if I can make the Livingston one, because I know it's almost at the same time, 2 o'clock in Merced and 3 o'clock here, so it's going to be tough. So I also had, like I stated earlier, a meeting with Caltrans regarding the roundabout in Highway 140 in Planada, 59, Highway 59, the bridge over Mariposa Creek, which is on Highway 59 coming from Los Banos into Merced, which is very important because it gets flooded every year. And so I think that's all for me, in case there's any questions from the public or...
Does the public have any questions for Supervisor Espinoza?
No?
If
Thank
not,
you.
Council, any questions?
Again, I just wanted to ask the question, was there any follow-up on the veterans funding that you had mentioned?
No, I haven't gotten able to, but I'll double check it. I apologize for that. Thank you. That's all.
I got it. Sir.
Go ahead.
Upon the tax sharing agreement that the county just voted on just recently. And you were here present during our last council meeting?
Correct.
And our direction with that? So why wasn't any of that information passed on to them before their vote?
Actually, it was because I got a text from Council Member Gagandip, and it doesn't, just because the county voted on, doesn't mean that the city can't change it, can't modify it. And actually today we had a public meeting and we approved it again. And but it's up to the city. I think that I would like to get together with every council member and see what we can do to, like, see if you guys want any minor changes or change something else, we can change it. I wasn't able to speak before, but now that it's public information, I can gladly sit with you guys. So, but it has. I know it was going to pass anyway if I want to vote for it, but I think that getting together and getting more information will help in getting on the agenda, or I'll sit down again with the county. We can still sit down, So if you guys want that, let me know, and then I'll check with our Darren McDaniel. Thank you.
Thank you.
The county voted on the first proposal. How did the county get something to vote on? I'm sorry.
We had a draft, and I think that
Voted on a draft
correct.
that was not approved by the council.
Well, we had a draft that was sent out to from the county over here, and they voted on that. Just like Livingston can vote on anything they want, but on the other side, if there's no agreement, then there's no agreement, even if Livingston or the county voted on it.
But if something went to them in writing,
Uh-huh.
we assumed that was the position. And if they voted on it, it could be assumed that it would be accepted. There's some assumptions there. It sounds.
Okay.
Well, no draft is going to be perfect because we're going back and forth, and so if they're hoping that it moves forward and it get this council to approve it, then. But if it doesn't get approved, then I guess obviously we have to go back on the table. Okay.
Any other further questions? No. Thank you,
you.
Supervisor.
I might need the city attorney to help on this one, or anyone up there. Catherine Shell Rodriguez, P.O. Box 163. If I am understanding the conversation correctly, the tax sharing agreement proposal that the council rejected went to the County Board of Supervisors anyway, and they voted to accept it, even though this council rejected it. Well, it died, not either way.
Ms.
It's
Duffy,
rejected.
please.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand.
No, you can't have.
Am I understanding correctly? Is that even though this council did not vote to adopt it, and even though this council stated
by its group decision that they wanted to go back to the bargaining table. The county voted to adopt that tax sharing agreement or accept that tax sharing agreement as written, even though this body did not accept it. Am I understanding that correctly?
Supervisor, do you wish to respond?
Well, to me, it's a proposal, I think, for both sides when they work something out. But it's not effective until both parties agree. That's a contract, standard contract.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can send you any contract, but if we both don't agree, it's just a contract, right?
That's correct.
So, you know, I can put whatever I want on there, and I can vote on it, I can sign it, but it's not effective until the other party agrees. That's the way I take it, right? So.
Okay. Thank you, Supervisor.
You want to ask me?
So if the city was going to negotiate it, since you guys passed it.
Can you state your name?
My name is Adnan Bath, address 1623 9th Street, Livingston, California. So if the city was to counterback at the county, would the county respond that we already approved this, so we were not going to negotiate it because you guys already passed it? Or how does that work with the negotiating now? That you guys approved it and they have it. So when it comes to negotiation, are you guys going to respond back, we approved this is on the table, take it or leave it, if not, we have no agreement? Is that how it is?
Well, correct, because we have been without an agreement, you know, I'm saying, for Livingston, and for, well, you know, over 10 years, 11 years since 2008. And if we can, if Livingston's not going to approve it, then we're going to go back to the same thing. Whenever both parties want to get together and talk something, or send the city manager and the CEO to get together and work something out. Because if one side doesn't want to work together, then obviously the county has an edge because Livingston can't grow anymore. We're to the walls. And so if the community wants to grow, the county has the leverage, and the council needs to decide whether they try to negotiate. It doesn't mean that the county is not going to try and negotiate. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay. All right. Thank you again.
So, what do you think? Was the supervisor's report relevant to you? Do you agree with his take on the county's position on negotiations? Let me know in the comments. I had planned to do a video about the census next, but the city council meeting agenda for the 19th is out, so I will probably be busy with that for a while. If you're not subscribed already, please do and hit the bell icon so you're notified when that video uploads. By the way, I am including a link to the most recent Utility Rate Stakeholders Committee meetings in the video description below this video. You might want to look at them in preparation for the next Proposition 218 hearing that is on the horizon. I am also including the contact information for the county supervisor, city manager, and city council members, just in case you want to contact them directly.